Good evening. I'm Peggy LaFrance of the NAACP. On behalf of the League of Women Voters, the NAACP, the News Gazette, and Illinois Public Media, I welcome you to tonight's candidate forum. Tonight's forum candidates are County Board of Champaign County. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we are unfortunately not presenting this forum in person. Consequently, we are not accepting questions concurrently with the forum. We have received questions previously to this forum. Similar questions which have been submitted have been grouped together, and consequently, your question may not be asked in precisely the way you submitted it. Due to limited time, we may not be able to get all the submitted questions. This forum is being broadcast on the League's Facebook live stream and also by Illinois Public Media via their Facebook page. After the forum, it will be available on the League's YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel, and it will also be broadcast on UPTV. The UPTV schedule is available at the City of Urbana website. It will also be available on Vote Champaign website with the candidates' other information. I will be the moderator for this forum. The order of candidates is alphabetical. Therefore, Kelly Lee Mansfield, Democrat, will open, and Brad Pasalacqua, Republican, will close. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes for an opening statement. I will then ask questions submitted prior to the forum, and candidates will each have 1 minute to answer these questions. At the end, each candidate will have 2 minutes for a closing statement. Candidates will kindly refrain from any negative attacks on the other candidate, not to mention other candidates' name by name, and will speak only to what they plan to do if elected to office. Shall we begin, Ms. Mansfield?
Yes. First, I want to thank the League of Women Voters and NAACP for hosting this forum and opportunity to introduce myself to Champaign County voters. Good evening. I'm Kelly Lee Mansfield, and I'm running for County Board seat, District Number 4. I have been a Champaign resident since 2012, moving here from Chicago suburbs. I wasn't planning on making CU my home, but instantly fell in love with the people and diverse cultures it had to offer. I have held different jobs around the CU area at both U of I and Parkland College and customer service. I understand the struggles of the working class and middle class residents, which include wage gaps, access to healthcare, housing, and food security, just to name a few issues. I'm currently working at the DCS as an employment counselor for the special needs community. I am really lucky to enjoy my job, which entails teaching life and job skills to our consumers. In my spare time, I knit winter wear scarves, hats, and socks for upcoming clothing drives for our neighbors getting to the cold months. I'm also sewing face masks for anybody who needs a new one. I assisted in coordinating a food pantry at the local church during the beginning of the pandemic, which fed many local families who lost their jobs or couldn't go public because of health issues. COVID created some obstacles for us, but we succeeded in our goal to feed as many neighbors as we could. COVID has exposed how delicate our livelihood can be affected by how we can adapt to the new normal. Most importantly, not having a strong, common sense, transparent leadership can cause so much loss and harm to our lives. I am looking forward to assisting our residents as the county board member to come out of the pandemic in the brighter side of 2021. I'm a registered voter who has not been represented by the county board for many years because the GOP has held the seat. So I decided to make a change in implementation and go for the growing progressive Democrat voters in District 4. We have been ignored for too long, and it's time to rise and hope to earn your vote November 3rd. As quote Elizabeth Warren, if you don't have a seat at the table, then you're probably on the menu. Thank you.
Mr. Pasalacqua, are you ready?
I'm ready. Thank you and good evening. My name is Brad Pasalacqua. I'm a lifelong resident of Champaign County, graduate of Centennial High School, Parkland College, and Eastern Illinois University. At Eastern Illinois University, I majored in business management, also a lot of coursework in economics. Ginger, my wife of 25 years, is also a Parkland and EIU grad. And together we live in the house that we built with our hands in Champaign County 20 years ago. I own and operate a local roofing company that was started by my uncle 60 years ago. My 28 years with the company, we have worked at all reaches of Champaign County, and I've developed excellent relationships with all my neighbors in the county. From 2011 to 2018, I served on the Zoning Board of Appeals for Champaign County. While on the ZBA, we heard cases involving issues of ordinance variances, special use permits, and we did a lot of ordinance building for green energy projects as they were coming down the pipeline to Champaign County for the first time. Today, I earned the endorsement of the Champaign County Farm Bureau. I'm very proud of that. My wife has worked at the University of Illinois for 22 years, the last 20 at Vet Med. Together, we support our local businesses and charities, most notably the Humane Society. I want to bring my education, my knowledge from small business, and my respect for our diverse resources to the Champaign County Board. I think I'm the right choice because I can work in a bipartisan fashion to protect those resources of our county. And I strongly believe that we are urban and rural. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalacqua, what are your biggest challenges facing the board as a whole in 2021, and how would you address these issues?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges in 2021 is going to be the shortcoming of funds due to the COVID-19 flu. We can expect lower grants from the federal government and from the state government. We've had some assistance along the way to fill some potholes, but I really think that we're going to be in a budget crisis based on this economic slowdown that we've been through.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, same question. What are the biggest challenges facing the board as a whole in 2021, and how would you address these issues?
Well, I have to agree with my opponent is about COVID with support and recovery of our residents, because we have housing issues now, we have food insecurities going on, we have evictions looming, and they're going to need grants and money to help them get past the pandemic and back to getting jobs opened again.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, what are the specific issues regarding your district, and how would you address them?
At the moment, it has correlated with job losses and food insecurities right now. So we have a lot of food drives in my area for neighbors just to give food, for the children. And since they haven't got jobs, they're trying to get assistance with the state too, which also is short on money because of revenue of COVID. So right now, it's food insecurities and job loss are main concerns right now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are your qualifications to be county board member?
To me?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. For me, like I've attended all the board meetings on Zoom too now. I go to all the Democratic caucuses, so I'm up to date on all the issues going on with the county board and issues that the voters are having with certain offices we have now. So I'm ready to go when I get in the seat. I'm up to date, ready to move, ready to move forward and fix the problems.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalacqua, what are your qualifications to be county board member?
As I said in my intro, I have worked at Champaign County in the position of board member for Zoning Board of Appeals. I've also taken kind of a boots on the ground approach. I've done ride along with the sheriff's deputy. I've toured that facility. I spent a lot of time out in the ag areas talking to farmers, talking to constituents, and hearing their needs. I've also been included in caucus meetings and stayed up to date with Board of Health meetings and county board meetings, committee of the whole. Should I be elected, I want to be ready to serve.
Okay, great. What are the specific issues regarding your district, and how would you address them?
Is that to myself?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. My conversations with the people throughout the district, one of the first questions and concerns that they've had is what the heck is going on over at the county. Too many offices at the county are in the news. And I really think that when the county offices are operating smoothly, they're not a point of the news. Not that anyone's not interested, but there's certainly a lot of attention focused on the problems around the real estate taxes, there's a lot of dissension and concern about voting nationwide, not just in Champaign County. But the people in my district, those are the top things that they're mentioning to me when I'm speaking with them.
Okay, thank you. What is your position on asking the voters to change the 3 county elected positions, auditor, coroner, and recorder? Ms. Mansfield.
I don't think they should be elected. I do not believe in appointments for any of those offices or jobs. I think elected gives the voters a better chance of picking who they think is good for the job.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalacqua.
Would you be so kind as to repeat the question?
What is your position on asking the voters to change the 3 county elected positions, auditor, coroner, and recorder, from being elected to appointed?
Well, as a person that's in business, I have to look at facts and I have to look at numbers. And the fact is that the last election yielded some people that maybe were not qualified for their job. So I think there is some merit to both systems. I certainly think that we have some growth no matter which system we would adopt in lieu of the situation we're going through right now.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalacqua, if these positions were no longer elected, how would you recommend assigning the responsibilities of these offices?
Well, as an employer, I have to consider the applicant based on their track record, based on their education, their experience. And I think with a county board being that entity that would do those interviews and evaluations of that person, I think that would make sense to hire those jobs much like I hire employees.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, if these positions were no longer elected, how would you recommend assigning the responsibilities of these offices?
I have to agree with the interviewing process is very important to make sure their skills and background experience can fill the job correctly.
County you. Ms. Mansfield, what is your position on maintaining the county elected executive form of government as opposed to changing to a county-wide elected board chair with county administrator hired by the county board to run day-to-day operations of the county? Was that clear, or do you need me to paraphrase?
That's a long question. I think I got it. So is it, so you got a county chair.
What is your position on maintaining the county elected executive form of government? Okay. It's opposed by the countywide elected board chair. The county administrator is hired by the county board to run day-to-day operations.
I would say yes, because the county board is very important to the voters and we are the voice for the voters. So I would feel that would be okay for me to have the vote there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sorry about that.
I am going to read the question again. What is your position on maintaining the county elected executive form of government as opposed to changing to a county-wide elected board chair with county administrator hired by the county board to run day-to-day operations of the county?
Well, I would say that it's unfair to look at the position as it sits in Champaign County currently, because in fact it has been such a short period of time that we've had that in action. I can't tell you that I'm thrilled with the county administrator style setup, but that may just be a lot because of extenuating circumstances that we're going through right now that are so different than they have been in the past. If I had to make the decision tonight, I would say we went the wrong way and we need to go back to county board chair that was elected by the people.
Thank you so much. Mr. Pasalacqua, the county will adopt new maps for county board districts through redistricting in 2021. What is your position on appointing a neutral and nonpartisan commission to develop the reappointment redistricting plan for adoption by the county board?
Well, my position is that any decision made at the county board level affecting the whole county should always be nonpartisan. And I can't speak to the need or the reasoning behind redistricting specifically, but I would insist that it be bipartisan.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, the county board will adopt new maps for county board districts through redistricting in 2021. What is your position on appointing a neutral, nonpartisan commission to develop the reapportionment redistricting plan for adoption by the county board?
Yes, I agree. A nonpartisan should be, a neutral should be making out the maps for everybody. And I don't understand why we're redistricting again, but still it should be nonpartisan so nobody feels like they're being left out.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, what is your position on closing the downtown correctional center and providing the appropriate remodeling and facility upgrades to house all county correctional required operations under one roof at the current satellite jail?
Well, I have toured both of the facilities, and the downtown jail is a death trap. It should be closed down years ago. It's bad for staff and for the inmates. And I am for having the satellite jail with less beds. I think that we need more programs to help people stay out of jail than actually lock people up.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalacqua, what is your position on closing the downtown correctional center and providing the appropriate remodeling and facility upgrades to house all county correctional required operations under one roof at the current satellite jail?
Not only the previous Republican sheriff, but the current Democratic sheriff, all the studies that have been commissioned, anybody like Kelly and myself that have toured the facility know that that is a huge liability to the county. It is literally a ticking time bomb. It most definitely needs to go. The studies also address bed count. I do believe in programs before the crime happens and even after the crime happens. But the fact is some people have to be incarcerated. And we have very low inmate count most of the time, much lower than our peer cities. The department does not put people in jail for jaywalking. But yes, I insist that that project has to happen. I had that the county board hasn't acted for now after multiple studies and input from multiple sheriffs.
Thank you for your response. Are you aware of the criminal justice system assessment done for Champaign County in 2013 concerning the jail, but also a comprehensive review of the whole system?
Is the question to myself?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Is the question to me?
Yes, yes, it is. I'm sorry. Yes, Mr.
Okay. Would you be so kind to repeat that, please?
Yes, sir. Are you aware of the criminal justice system assessment done for Champaign County in 2013 concerning the jail, but also a comprehensive review of the whole system?
Maybe not that study specifically, but I have spoken with the sheriff at length. I have read his master plan and overview, and I am aware that multiple studies have indicated that we need to vacate downtown and improve not only the satellite jail facility, but add our much needed mental health infrastructure and support, which Champaign County is extremely strong at the moment.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, are you aware of the criminal justice system assessment done for Champaign County in 2013 concerning the jail, but also a comprehensive review of the whole system?
Yes, I am aware of the study from 2013. Also, that I know that I was aware of a price tag too that was pretty high, that is ridiculously high to do remodeling of the jails. But the thing is, we have to close down the downtown jail and get the programs up and running so we can get the jails empty.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, what do you think should be done to address structural racism in county government and the courts?
Well, the main thing is education. A lot of people are out of fear of different races or different cultures, whatever they want to be out of fear of, because they don't have education. So they need to be educated more. So again, community funding could help with that.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalakwa, what more do you think should be done to address structural racism in county government and the courts?
Well, along with the work done by the Racial Justice Task Force and the inclusion of a lot of their work in the county board plan, I think if we continue with that forward thinking and implement the findings and the suggestions of that board, as well as continue to work together on the county board, that we can implement new policy so that we put everyone on an even playing field.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalakwa, the budget is going to be very difficult for the next couple of years due to COVID. If the budget must be cut to balance it, how would you propose to make those cuts and what would you cut?
Well, the county board has already started an initiative and reached out to every department to see where they can start making cuts now in anticipation of that. And once again, as a small business owner, it becomes a time where it's realistic that some programs just have to get a no, because many of the programs can't survive half of what we have now, much less buy on the current dollar amount. So to reiterate, just like in your home or in my small business, at some point you have to say no.
Thank you. Ms. Mansfield, the budget is going to be very difficult for the next couple of years due to COVID. If the budget must be cut to balance it, how would you propose to make those cuts and what would you cut?
I said the county board's already had a plan already in place for these cuts coming ahead. I say for right now, we could also, I'm supportive of eliminating the recorder of deeds office to save $100,000 for the voters. So that could help a lot too with the budget.
Great, thank you. What else, Ms. Mansfield, should voters know about you as they consider their vote?
That I'm a much community funded person, that I volunteer for all different kind of events and for pantries and for Democratic headquarters. I also helped with the pantries when we were during pandemic time. I'm really concerned about the future after COVID, with our education, with our food insecurities, our jobs, our wages, and housing, with evictions looming very, very soon coming at us. And we're going to deal with people who haven't got jobs or homes. So I'm very, very concerned about what is our plan to move forward to make sure everybody has a home and food in their bellies.
Thank you. Mr. Pasalakwa, what else should voters know as they consider their vote?
Well, I think the fact that that I'm a lifelong resident, and the fact that I have been throughout all sections of the county, not just Champaign-Urbana. I've been in the rural areas, I've been in the urban areas. I've employed and worked for a sample of everyone in our community. And my goal is not driven by one party or one idea, but it's the same goal that I have in life and in business, is to be successful, not measured so much in dollars, but in contribution and the ways I can give back, and just to serve the whole community and not certain sectors of the community.
Thank you so much. We have reached the conclusion of our candidate forum for tonight. Thanks again to the League of Women Voters of Champaign County, the NAACP, the News Gazette, and Illinois Public Media for sponsoring this forum. To the timer, Ms. Michelle Cooper, who has kept us on schedule. A very special thank you to Jonna Van Beerens, who put this forum together. Just a reminder, it's not too late to register to vote. Information is available on the League website and the county clerk's website. Please vote. After a short break. Yes.
Peggy, we need to do the closing statements.
Thank you. I will stop for that. We will next do our closing statements, and after a short break, our next forum will be County Board 5. Mr. Pasalakwa, you can now do your closing statement.
Thank you, ma'am. Champaign County is blessed with some of the best agricultural soils on the planet. We enjoy very pure and safe water thanks to the Muhammad Aquifer. We have job opportunities ranging from all types of manufacturing, production, professional services, medicine, academia, and everything in between. We have access to educational resources such as Parkland College, the University of Illinois. I'm the choice for District 4 because I recognize that Champaign County is not one-dimensional. I can see with 20/20 vision that we are not only diverse in the color of our skin, but we're diverse in that we are rural and urban, that we are manufacturing, service, and professional. We are city and we are country. I'm the right person for the county board because I want to be a good steward to all of Champaign County's diverse resources, and I can work with anyone who is willing to work with me, no matter if your ballot ends in an R or a D. I've developed relationships with people from all walks of life through my working career. I consider my employees to be family members, and I recognize that I'm only successful because of the commitment they've made to me. My roots are in this county, and I want the best for the whole county. I'm invested in this county as a business owner and a homeowner, and I require that the taxes collected on those two things are spent responsibly. I will use my experience and my desire to succeed to be an effective member on Champaign County Board. And I thank all of you for your participation and for including me in this forum this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Passalacqua. Ms. Mansfield, you may now do your closing.
Okay, let me read again that I'm running for County Board 4 because the GOP has had the seat for too many years and Democratic voters have not had any jurisdiction in our district. This is the time for our voice to be heard and changed on the board. I'm a strong supporter of the community-funded programs to assist creating healthy and happy neighborhoods. Myself, I was formerly the board of House Hearts Animal Rescue, and I volunteer a variety of local CEU events. Through the volunteering, I have sharpened my skills to set, which includes interpersonal skills, critical thinking, empathy and compassion, active listening. In addition to the skills, I have learned the importance of community ties and helping your neighbor. I will bring these skills to County Board for my voters. Thank you again for including me into the forum, and have a good night.
Thank you. Just another reminder, it is not too late to register to vote. Information is available on the league website and the county clerk's website. Please vote. After our short break, our next forum will be County Board 5.